Now to the second part of our series on franchising. As reported last night, a significant level of mistrust has developed in an industry where franchisors have a significant power advantage over their franchisees. It's prompted increasing calls for government intervention to level the playing field, but so far they've fallen on deaf ears. Here's Andrew Robertson.
There are 71,000 franchise agreements in Australia, leaving 71,000 businesses at the mercy of their franchisors. This was highlighted in the merger earlier this year of Seven Network and Australia's largest Caterpillar franchisee, Westtrac. Investors had great concern that Caterpillar could cancel its agreement with Westtrac with just 3 months' notice, a move which would render Westtrac virtually worthless. It's a power imbalance all franchisees live with, but so far governments have been loath to fix.
There should be a mechanism to protect against the rogue aspect where the franchisor does take advantage of a franchisee unfairly.
Jack Cowan is the owner of hamburger chain Hungry Jack's, which has 328 stores across Australia, 70 of which are franchises. He knows firsthand what it's like to be at loggerheads with a powerful franchisor, having fought and won a big legal battle against American giant Burger King. Despite 3 government inquiries into franchising regulation in recent times, Mr Cowan believes Federal Small Business Minister Dr Craig Emerson has failed to make real reform.
I think it's a matter of control. The lobby that has been working with Emerson has said, we like to keep it the way we are. The franchise industry in Australia is successful. Let's leave everything as it is. And he's bought that, to the detriment of many thousands of small franchisees who, over the course of time, get taken advantage of.
What Dr Emerson has agreed to is to force franchisors to provide franchisees with short, plain English explanations of their rights and responsibilities. They'll have to explain the potential obligations franchisees will face, such as capital expenditure, contract variations and legal costs. The process of selling the franchise will have to be spelt out, and franchisors will have to give 6 months' notice if they're not going to renew a franchise agreement. The unconscionable conduct provisions of the Trade Practices Act are also being made clearer. All 3 government inquiries recommended the insertion of a good faith clause into the standard franchise agreement, something Canberra is so far ignoring.
If you look at the Trade Practices Act, the ACCC, there is an undefined good faith aspect of that. If you look at Julia Gillard's Fair Work Act, 2009, there is an undefined good faith aspect that's built into that.
However, some believe the good faith clause is unnecessary. Professor Laurel Fraser is the head of the Asia Pacific School of Franchising Excellence at Griffith University in Queensland.
We are the most regulated franchising sector in the world, so our franchisees are actually very well protected, and I think if we introduce any further regulation, that will make it difficult for businesses to flourish. It will put people off wanting to get involved in franchising.
I think that's a bit of a nonsense. It's no more over-regulated than any other aspect of business. If you compare the franchising codes in other countries, Canada, US, and things like this, good faith is part of it. And to me, it's a fundamental aspect of business.
The reality, though, is that franchisors have enormous power over franchisees, and they'll use it when it suits them. For Dymocks bookstore owner Lynn Allister, franchisees need to be smart in their dealings with their franchisor.
We knew where the responsibilities lay, and we were always prepared to put in the hard yards to do it. And I think they do appreciate that. It's very much a mentality of we'll help those who help themselves.
Because unlike Jack Cowan, most franchisees don't have the resources to take on a large, angry franchisor.